For 30 years, they told you the .410 was a beginner's gun, a kid's shotgun, a backyard squirrel popper with no real place in serious upland hunting. They said it was underpowered. They said it was a compromise. They said real hunters carry a 12 gauge. They were wrong. SHOT Show. 2026 just shattered that myth. Advances in high-density tungsten loads and modern metallurgy have turned the .410 into something entirely different. Precise, efficient, and deadly in the right hands. And today I'm showing you 5 side-by-side .410 shotguns that are forcing seasoned bird hunters to rethink everything they thought they knew. But be warned. The number one pick might surprise you, and it might even make you angry. Don't buy a .410 until you've watched this entire video. For decades, the industry treated the .410 like training wheels. It was marketed as a stepping stone, something you outgrew on your way to a real shotgun. 20 years ago, that criticism had some truth to it. Ammunition was limited, patterns were inconsistent, and performance dropped off fast past modest distances. But this is not the .410 of the early 2000s. High-density tungsten loads have completely changed the equation, delivering tighter patterns and deeper penetration than anyone expected from this bore size. Pair that with modern metallurgy and properly scaled frames, and you get a shotgun that is lighter, stronger, and far more efficient. The real problem is lazy engineering. Too many manufacturers simply shrink the barrels onto oversized 12-gauge frames, creating a gun that balances like a crowbar. In real upland scenarios, when a bird explodes from cover at 15 yards, weight-to-power ratio matters. If you've ever underestimated the .410, tell me why in the comments. Coming in at number 5 is the Heritage Badlander, and this shotgun wears its personality on its sleeve. It has that unmistakable cowboy attitude, simple, rugged, and unapologetically practical. Built on a straightforward box lock design with classic double triggers, it gives you immediate barrel selection without relying on complicated switches or modern gimmicks. The matte black chrome finish cuts glare in bright fields and offers far better corrosion resistance than traditional bluing, making it ideal for real-world use. This is not a safe queen that lives in a velvet-lined case. This is the shotgun you toss behind the truck seat after a long hunt, the one that rides through dust, mud, and changing weather without complaint. Priced under $1,000, it speaks directly to practical hunters who care more about putting birds in the vest than preserving flawless wood. But let's address the drawback honestly. Out of the box, the action is extremely stiff. Breaking it open can feel like forcing apart a frozen hinge. It will loosen over time, but if you expect smooth, effortless operation on day one, you may be disappointed. At number 4, we have the CZ Sharp Tail, and this is where modern engineering steps into the spotlight. While many traditional side-by-sides still rely on delicate leaf springs, CZ made a deliberate shift to heavy-duty coil springs. That matters more than most people realize. Leaf springs can fail if heat treatment is even slightly off, and when they go hard. Coil springs, by contrast, are far more durable, resistant to fatigue, and deliver consistent hammer strikes even after thousands of cycles. If you're thinking in terms of battlefield durability rather than display case elegance, coil springs win that argument every time. The receiver is CNC, machined from a solid block of steel, locking up tight with that reassuring bank vault feel. The barrels are coated in black hard chrome, offering serious resistance to moisture and harsh field conditions. But here's the compromise. It comes with fixed chokes, improved cylinder, and modified, and it uses extractors instead of auto-ejectors. Picture a chaotic flush of birds, shots fired, action open, and you're manually plucking holes while the next opportunity slips away. So the question is simple. Do you choose tradition or modern reliability? At number 3, we enter the realm of Italian refinement with the Fui Dea. This is not just a shotgun, it's a statement piece. The fit and finish reflect the kind of craftsmanship you'd expect from a hand-built Italian sports car. Elegant lines, flawless detailing, and performance engineered with intention. Weighing only 5.1 pounds, it is remarkably light. Yet it avoids the common flaw of feeling whippy or unstable. That's where dynamic balancing comes in. The weight is distributed so precisely that the gun maintains momentum through the swing, tracking birds smoothly without overshooting. It feels planted, controlled, almost effortless in motion. The hybrid beaver tail forend blends modern function with classic aesthetics, offering better heat protection without sacrificing sleek lines. Everything about it speaks to premium design. And then you see the price, well, north of $5,000. That forces the big question, is it truly worth 5 times the cost of a TriStar? There's no denying its beauty or performance. This is a masterpiece. But art, no matter how exquisite, is not always the most practical tool in the field. At number 2 sits the Weatherby Orion side by side, and this shotgun feels like it was built for golden light over southern fields. I remember watching an older bird hunter in Georgia carry this exact model through waist-high grass. Decades of experience, steady pace, no wasted motion. When quail flushed, he didn't hesitate. The mechanical double triggers did exactly what they were designed to do. Front trigger for one barrel, rear for the other, instant and instinctive. In upland hunting, that matters. There's no selector switch to think about, no mechanical delay, just a seamless transition between chokes depending on distance. With its 28-inch barrels and straight English stock, the Orion shoulders naturally and swings with smooth, predictable momentum. It carries that unmistakable, classic upland vibe, the kind of shotgun that looks just as right leaning against a tailgate as it does breaking open in the field. Priced around $1,000, it offers heritage and reliability without entering luxury territory. It uses extractors instead of auto-ejectors, which may slow reload slightly, but it stays true to tradition. It feels timeless. It performs beautifully. But it's still not number 1. And now, number 1, the TriStar Bristol. This is the best pound-for-pound .410 side-by-side on the market right now. At first glance, it may not have the Italian glamour of the Fui or the old-world nostalgia of the Weatherby, but where it dominates is performance. The Bristol runs a single selective mechanical trigger, not an inertia trigger. That distinction is critical in a .410. Inertia systems rely on recoil from the first shot to reset the second sear, and with the lighter recoil of a .410, that reset can fail, leaving you with a dead trigger at the worst possible moment. The mechanical system eliminates that risk entirely, switching barrels independently and consistently every time you pull the trigger. At just 5.24 pounds, with 28-inch barrels and true auto-ejectors that clear spent shells instantly, it reloads faster than the CZ or the Weatherby. It's more practical than the Fui and smoother out of the box than the Heritage. Around $1,100, the balance of price, reliability, and field performance is hard to beat. It's not the prettiest. It's not the most expensive. But it's the one that brings birds home. So here's the bottom line. If you want affordable and practical, something you can run hard without worrying about scratches, the Heritage Badlander makes sense. If long-term durability and modern internal engineering matter most to you, the CZ Sharp Tail is built to last. If you appreciate fine craftsmanship and want a shotgun that feels like a rolling piece of Italian art, the Fui stands in a league of its own. If your heart leans toward tradition, classic lines, and that timeless upland feel, the Weatherby Orion delivers it beautifully. But if your priority is pure performance for the money, reliability, speed, and real-world efficiency, the TriStar Bristol rises to the top. The era of dismissing the .410 as a child's toy is over. In the right configuration, with modern ammunition and proper design, it becomes a precise instrument in capable hands. The .410 is no longer a novelty. It's a tool for hunters who know exactly what they're doing.